In 2002, Mazda gave you not one, not two, but three sedans to choose from. You had the Mazda Protege, you had the Mazda 626, and then you had a full-size sedan. That's this one right here. The Mazda Millennia was their premium flagship sedan. Today, we're going to review the interior and exterior features and learn a little bit of history about a car that you will never see again.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm filming outside in the rain. We can do this all night. Let's talk Mazda Millennia. Mazda Millennia, okay, this is the 02 model. Mazda, back in 02, gave you three sedans. 1, 2, 3. You had a compact sedan that at the time, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was the Mazda Protege. Then you had the mid-size sedan, which was the Mazda 626, which would later on be replaced by the Mazda 6 single number nomenclature. And then you had an Impala size sedan, the full size sedan. That was this car right here. Let me get back out the view. The Mazda Millennia, okay? This came standard with a V6 option only. If you don't want no engine, go ahead and put less than 93. This takes 93 only. And look at this profile. This thing looks beautiful. It definitely makes a statement. It has presence, okay? However, I think they had a little bit of collaboration with Toyota, if you know what I mean. Look at that key. This is very similar to my Lexus ES that I used to own. Particularly the 2002, the 2000, the 2001. And they share the same dashboard, y'all. They share the same freaking dashboard. Look at this, y'all. They literally share the same damn dash. Let me just, if I were to like go on the side so you can put it, look at that, y'all. They share the same dash. Another interesting feature on this car, and I think is the most interesting feature, there are no pockets on here. You know why? Because the pocket is right here. You lay your arm on this armrest, and you can also double it down as a freaking compartment. And it is not just a small compartment. This thing goes all the way to the floor. Same thing for this side, and the same also for that side. That is one of the most interesting Blackhawk Easter eggs we have for this car. Very deep. Like I can literally reach my arm all the way in there. Look at this, y'all. There's a book in here. Look at that. All the way in there, past my wrist. Let's put the book back. But yeah, but on top of that, you still have your compartment space right here. So pretty deep. And then if you want to lock it, you can lock it right there as well. Everything in this car is positioned perfectly, exactly where it needs to be. If you want to do your climate controls, you have the beautiful digital gauge right here. And you hit this and you can change the different inputs for your climate control. And everything for your climate control is right here. Here's your screen for it, and here's the buttons that go with it right here. So you turn this little dial right here, okay? You would turn this dial, and you can, you want to turn it on. You're going to press this button right here, and then you turn this dial. You want to turn the temperature down, you turn it down to the left, okay? You turn it counterclockwise, and to turn it clockwise, that'll raise the temperature, get it hotter. So then you have your front and your rear defrost, okay, which is foggy. Then you change your different modes from, you have feet only, then you have feet and front windshield defrost. Then you have your face HVAC vents, okay? And then if you want to do face and feet, you press it one more time to do both. This is to increase it. There's no way of decreasing it. You got to go all the way up, and then it just shuts back down to 1. You have AC if you want to maximize your cold air. You just hit that, turn it back on, turn it all the way down, and then you hit AC to really maximize the cold refrigerant. So, and then, you know, turn it off. So that's for that one. All the controls for the radio right here in the same place. You have your 6 presets. You can save 6 different radio stations. This didn't come with Bluetooth. Obviously, the car is too old. So I have my handy dandy FM transmitter there. And then you set the transmitter to the station, match that station, and then you just save it as a preset. You have your FM1, you have your FM2, which means you actually, you don't get 12 presets, okay? You still get 6 saved presets, but you can go different stations and stuff. I guess they had it for that. So you have, or we can experiment right now, look. So,
or immigration warrant.
Find it right now.
About the Jew.
Okay. Look, you do get 12 presets. So that's good. So that's good. So you get 12 presets. Okay. So that's what that means. Okay. Now I know, and now you know. Then you have your AM. Who listens to AM anymore? And your CD player. Okay. And there was a CD in here when I got it. And look, y'all, a freaking cassette tape, man. Oh, it feels good to see it. So yeah, man, good old cassette tape. Can't go wrong with it. You have your HVAC controls right here. You're gonna use this to open it, and then use that, go down. The close icon, that is to close the air vent if you don't want any air coming out of that vent. And then you'll just use this to turn to left to change the direction of the vent. Here you have controls on here. As you can see, they're kind of faded. But I would assume, here's right here, your power, your cruise control. And then right here, if I'm not mistaken, this is just for your volume, volume up, volume down. I'm not sure what this one is for. Oh, so this is like the browse through it faster. You know, I always hated that reset button, but hey, it's right there, right? So, and then cancel if you want to shut it off. I'm assuming this is just turn it off. But yeah, you can also use this button right here. I wanted to zoom in so you can get on it real good. Look at this right here. Okay. Boom. So trip A, trip B. Obviously you hold it to reset it. Okay. So yeah, not too much going on there. But you also have your lights. Okay, so everything for your climate controls right here, everything for your music is right here, and everything for your lights right here. Everything is in one section. So it includes the buttons for the lights, your fog lights, okay, your off, your cruise control, okay, turn on and off. Everything is in pretty much one section, including the stalk for the lights. Okay, so turn that up. That doubles down for your high beam and low beam. So you're on low beam mode, you push it out for the high beam, bring it back in for low. Daytime running lights, and then off. Okay, this also doubles as the turning signal. Okay, look at that stalk right there. Nice little stalk. I like that. Nice little old school touch. Everything from your windshield washer is right here. Okay, it goes down. Some cars go up. This one goes down. Okay, so it's pretty cool, man. And if I'm not mistaken, this does have I think it has the mist where it does it automatically. Yeah, man, pretty cool. And then you have a sunroof. These came with sunroofs. I think that most of them came standard with a sunroof. I think they all came standard with a sunroof. However, the button is missing, y'all. So pretty cool stuff here. Leather seat options, so it does have heated leather seats. This is for the passenger. You push it again to turn it off. Same thing for the driver. This is for your back lumbar support. Okay, so if you push that, you can see right here it opens up. Okay, and then on the side you have your tilt function. right here. Okay, boom, as you can see, front, backwards, and this is just the tilt. Okay, so pretty cool. Good stuff right here, man. Really, really good stuff. You had a Millennia logo right there on the placard. Let us fade it off now. In the back seat, space galore. Space galore. So we're gonna fold this down, and then you have your cup holders. That pulls out. You have your cup holder. Okay, there is a emergency door access right here. You push that, you pull that down if you need emergency access to the trunk. So pretty good stuff. It has the little net right there. Don't mind my little Story soda. I didn't like that soda. Yeah, so other than that, and then you have your mirrors right here. And then what's cool about this car, here's another Easter egg. You have a third center shade for the haters. That's right. So pretty cool stuff. Additional buttons back here, lights, reading lamps. Same thing on the other side. You have your reading lamps on this side as well too. Pretty decent features for a fully loaded car of its time, 2002. And yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and
one of the things that I really liked about these old school Millennias is that they shared some parts with Lexus, like this beautiful classic ambient lighting or amber lighting, whatever you want to call it, ambient lighting, whatever. Very subtle touches. It just makes you feel like you're inside the car and not in some technological computer. You understand what I'm saying? It makes you feel like you're in the car. It's nighttime. You're chilling with your girl. It makes you feel like you're in the car, not outside the car. You're protected. You're in the car. You're comfortable. You're welcomed into the car by this slight lighting and everything else. It's just dark. You're having a good time. Your windows is tinted. And you're probably about to give her back shots. I'm going to turn the volume down just so you can hear that the only thing that you can hear in this car is music. That's it. This thing runs like butter. Cruising, coasting at 60 miles per hour. You hear that? No, you don't hear it. It's not too often that I get to see this bridge, and it's a very beautiful bridge. I just wanted to take y'all on a quick little tour of this bridge. This is a bridge in Maryland. If y'all know the name of this bridge, let me know. I think it's called the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. I think. Don't quote me on that. I really don't freaking know. But a lot of times when I used to come down to DC, you know, in the surrounding parts near, like in Maryland, I used to cross this bridge, and man, it's a beautiful bridge. I love this bridge. I love the view, the water. I don't think I can really get the water over there, but I figured I'd show y'all that real quick. You know, this is just a regular day at work for me, y'all. Getting new cars and stuff. So, in the comment section, I guess we can talk about what's your favorite bridge. What is your favorite bridge? If you are a traveler, what is your favorite bridge of all time? What's one of the most beautiful bridges that you've crossed cross country? It don't even have to be here. Like, even if you drove in overseas, like, what's one of the most beautiful bridges, and like, how was it designed? What was one of the most complex bridges? Let's talk about it. Here's the bottom of the bridge right here. See that flat bottom surface? Man, that is beautiful. Oh, I want to get like a nice little. Y'all see that? Really, really beautiful. I love this bridge. I'll get a view over there. This is how close we're sitting on the water. We're like literally like when they say Jesus walked the water, we're literally driving on it. All right, y'all, so it is a Sunday. We're driving right now in the Mazda Millennia, and it is raining. I did a good hour and 40-minute drive. Usually you want to add another 20 minutes onto that for realistic road conditions. If you had to make any stops, in which I did because I had to get gas. It took $71
to fill this tank up. This thing is not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. It is always thirsty. It takes 93 gas. The oil type in this car is 5W30. A lot of oils now, they use synthetic, and they're expensive. You know, they cost like double the price just to get an oil change. So yeah, man, pretty much. Full tank of gas, some preventative maintenance on this car, and you'll have this car as long as the last owner did. One owner car, brand new since 2002. It's been with one owner its entire life in the state of Maryland, and I had the pleasure of now having a piece of this history coming from Mazda back when they had a full lineup of sedans. They had the Mazda 3, they had the Mazda 6, but back then it was a little different. You had the 323, you had the 626, then you had the full size, the Millennia, and before that it was called, I think it was called the 828. Very interesting naming scheme, but hey, that's what Mazda went for, right? So eventually it would go with a more simple nomenclature. I mean, very simple, just a number. You had the 3, you had the 6, and that was it. They discontinued the full size sedan. This was the last one. So pretty much. And hey, man, ran good, really good. This one ran back like butter, no issues. It was a little windy. We got a little turbulence, and pretty much I felt a little wind resistance. But other than that, it was pretty damn good. Butter, quiet ride, smooth ride back, no complaints. And you can own this car by checking out Blackhawk Auto Classified page on Instagram. I will have this listed as an exclusive, so if you are interested in this car, if you catch it at the time of this recording or the time it's released and I still have it, you can own this car. And if you don't see it available by the time you see this video, just appreciate a beautiful ancient piece of Mazda history of a car that you will most likely never see again. To the truck, you can either you hit this button right here, this bottom button, which is blank. This is for your gas tank. When you hit this button, that opens up your trunk, or you can use the button here. I'll open up the trunk for y'all. I just opened it up. So, and another cool thing about this car, watch this. When I lock the car, there is usually a security message that pops up right here. It'll say security. This light will not cut on if any door is open. So let's do this, right? We're gonna go to the trunk. We're gonna open up the trunk right here. Massive space in here. Look how big that space is. It's a full-size sedan. Of course, you're gonna expect that. But when that door closes, as soon as I close this door and I lock it, watch what happens. This big, massive security light cuts on. This whole screen just for this big security light with a key on it to let you know the car is locked. And then it gives you a little chime. Pretty cool for 02, man. Nice and loaded. It really gives you like a classic nostalgia. Like, who would have known that a car from the 2000s era, okay, gives you nostalgia vibes. It did come from the 90s. So the car that it replaced directly was the Mazda 828, which was their naming scheme. They had a 3-digit numerical nomenclature. So it was a pretty interesting era for Mazda, because Mazda had it 323, then it had 626, then they had 828. The 323 was their compact sedan, the 626 was their midsize sedan, the 828, which would have been this, was their full-size sedan. Then they started to go from that to full names. So then they had the Protege, They still had the 626, and that never changed. And then they had the Millennia. But then they chose to do single-digit number nomenclature. They had 3, then they had the 6, they had the 5, which was a minivan. It was like an MPV. Oh, my God. So, yeah, Mazda's had a pretty interesting history, but let me know what you think about this. As always, like, share, subscribe, comment on if you ever had a Mazda Millennia or if you ever owned a Mazda in general. From all the way back then up to now, have you ever had a JDM spec, brought it over to the United States, had it imported, right-hand drive? Just tell me about your knowledge, a little bit of history of Mazda. All my Mazda crowd come in. Did you even have an RX-8, a rotary power car, RX-7? What was your favorite Mazda? And most importantly, the focus of this video, did you own a Mazda Millennium? Okay? As always, holla at your boy, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Blackhawkbond.com is your new automotive news website compared to that of Car and Driver, Road and Track, Motor Trend, Car Scoops. This is your new automotive news website for all of your car news and car reviews, from U.S. automaker news to non-U.S. automaker news as foreign news, and a dedicated page for all of your Mopar news articles as well too. Tips on what and what not to do when buying and selling a car, consumer stories, spy photos of future vehicles, videos as well too, future products coming out in 2026, product reviews, all that here on BlackhawkBond007.com. BlackhawkBond007.com is your new automotive news website. Check it out for all of your automotive needs.
Kind of makes me wonder why the hell so many people are trying to tell me to slow down. Seems like motherfuckers should be shutting the hell up and enjoying the show.